Hello, I'm Jason, and this is the next iteration of the Forest Mountain Medieval RPG style level. So we've changed a couple of things for this level. So first of all, I actually improved upon the texture of the terrain. It's more green than it was before. I changed the skybox to give it more of a sunset type vibe, and I actually created fog that I put in the distance, and it doesn't necessarily look like fog. It actually does. It looks like fog. If you get a little closer, you can see it in the trees, and then the mountain and the castle and the rocks start to appear slowly. So the main criticism I got from this when I played through with my professor, the TA, and my friends is that the frame rate needs to be improved upon. To do this, I implemented occlusion culling on the objects within the houses. And as you can see, running through the town, the frame rate is actually doing quite well. And even looking this way, it's doing perfectly. So I improved upon that. When it renders everything at once, it still goes a little bit slow first, but I'm gonna tweak the settings a little bit more, and hopefully get it to cut down even further. We've added a couple of knights here in the beginning, and we've added some flame particle effects that emit sparks and shoot smoke upwards. The only issue with this is that you can see this through the fog, so for the next iteration I'm going to look into how to make these masked by the fog, essentially. Another feedback that I got was essentially this is a walking sim, so it's going to have to look good, right? So what I did basically was I added the texture on the ground, the pathway, to make it look more real. I meshed some pathways together, added some rocks on the ground and some rocks against the houses here, and I have the sun projecting the shadow from the direction of the sun. So it looks a little bit more realistic. It looks pretty good right now. I'm happy with what I did here. What else have I changed here? Let's see. Let's go into town. I added a few new assets here. We got a garden in the back here. We got some foliage over here, some shrubbery. See, the frame rate slowed a little when I looked over here, but that's okay. So the flame particle effects randomly go out as the torch would. So this one and this one randomly go out. That one randomly went out. The marketplace is a little dark, and I'm gonna fix that for the next iteration. I'll probably add a light source here, maybe a torch behind him or a torch on the side. See, this one went out too. I have to change that to 1,000 to 1,000, but that's okay for now. And yeah, for the next iteration, I am going to get some feedback through playtesting, but I feel like I'm going to essentially start implementing some basic functionality like AI and maybe an intro quest or something, just to give you an idea of what to expect from this. But yeah, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to supply the level file, as this will exceed 1 gig. But yeah, basically if you need a recap from the last iteration and the one before that, the design of the level itself starts you with back here and then puts you in front with the town in the distance, and the torch is easily seeable, and then the castle slowly comes into view, so you're supposed to head up there eventually. The quest I'm gonna introduce is gonna send you up there. So I'll just give you a quick look inside the house. There's no light inside the house right now, and due to the occlusion culling, it's actually not shining any light through. So I'll probably find a candle light and light a candle and have that emit a light for the next iteration as well. Just give it a little bit more realism, because it's a little dark in here. I know it's sunset kind of, but it's still a little dark in here. And this house is not even, the side of this house isn't lit up. That's another issue I experienced with the directional light, is that it just wasn't lighting up some of the houses, the sides of them. I was able to fix this with the torch. Actually, the torch is a really awesome way to show the glow of the flame and not essentially need a light on the side. So yeah, that is my level so far. I didn't change anything with the castle. I'll walk up there to show you, but I didn't really change anything with the castle for this iteration. So we've got that. We've got oops. got some rooms up here. You know, lagged a little bit there. That was probably my computer. Got some more foliage here. Got a bush over there. The terrain got messed up, so that's floating, but I'll fix that. And yeah, so let's go on over to the castle. You can start to see the fog fade away from the mountains here, but it's still there, and it still gives it that look of ominousness. And I think this trail looks really nice. I think it's like slightly pebbled over. The grass looks great. The trees look great. And it's essentially shaped like a trail that you aren't directly told to go to. You can sort of see it as you circle the town. You see this area without any trees or grass, so it almost involuntarily tells the player that they need to head this way. And then they get here and they see a gate knocked over, so clearly something happened here. And then we go up here, and these would all be lit up. That's for the next iteration. And yeah, and then eventually I'm going to put a king at the top of the castle who, well, I don't want to give it away, but he's going to be involved in some of the quests and quest giving, and that is going to be the next zone. If I have time, I'll make a town over there for the next zone, some sort of water-based town. That's an issue that I don't exactly know how to fix. I have to look into it, but the torches render no matter where you are, which is kind of annoying to be able to see them all the way over here. So I'm gonna have to. It's probably the view distance or the render distance on the torches that I have to turn down. But like this used to cause the player to lag. It doesn't cause the player to lag anymore. When you go under it, you know, there's no light going under it, so it's actually pretty accurate here. And then you go up the trail here. And I like how the torches are completely black in the silhouette of the sun. That looks really cool, actually, how that happened. You know, we've got some rocks here. We're coming up on the castle, and then yeah, and then we end up at the castle, and this is where, you know, other NPCs are going to be. And you can see the fog in the distance, fog in the mountains, and we get a pretty skybox here. So yeah, this is my mountainous / forest RPG medieval style level. I hope you enjoyed it, and see the frame rate slowed down a little bit here as I'm rendering the town into distance, but as you get closer, the frame rate starts to get much better, and then it improves. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you at the next iteration. Cheers.